AI art just keeps getting better and better. They're saying that someday we're going to come home from work and we're not going to turn on Netflix to watch Squid Game Season 6. We're going to just type in an AI prompt and we'll be able to watch a video of whatever we want. Like, say, mimes fighting evil fascist mimes in World War II. You know, why don't we go ahead and use the current state-of-the-art technology that's available to consumers and see where we're at with that right now? It's not very satisfying, is it? But it's easy to see the potential. It's easy to see how much better this is going to get over time. We are headed for a world of instant, on-demand entertainment with no need for writers or directors or actors or musicians. This is going to replace books and movies and television. Some people think that copyright is going to hold back the AI art floodgates. Courts have already ruled that music produced with AI can't be copyrighted. Now, the UK is trying to fix that, but I don't think that's the actual problem. You see, the story itself and the characters and the imagery isn't what needs to be protected by intellectual property laws anymore. It's the algorithm and the models that were used to produce the content that's important now. Content, like books and movies and music, but also the news and documentaries, all of these things are now going to be as ephemeral and disposable as a gas station hot dog. And the big tech corporations are not going to create engaging stories that entertain, inform, and inspire. They're going to focus on holding people's attention long enough to generate ad revenue and get their monthly subscription fees. Remember the interview with Mark Andreessen where he said that the Biden administration had this creepy plan to create a cartel of a small handful of megacorporations that would have control over AI technology in the United States, and that if any startups formed that threatened this, they would be shut down through lawfare and covert government action. That's because they want to control AI the same way that they control the corporations that run the mainstream media, newspapers, and television. And for the same reasons. If you've been following me for a while, you might remember that one of the first applications they had in China for advanced AI tech was artificial news anchors.
和搜狗公司联合培育的全球首个 AI 合成女主播。我的名字叫辛小猫。
Do you remember the incident where a Chinese news reporter got in trouble for rolling her eyes after Xi Jinping made a particularly ridiculous statement? Well, AI news anchors, of course, will read anything you tell them without ever showing even a sliver of dissent. Meanwhile, big tech has collected massive databases of petabytes of data of the most intimate details of our personal lives from our smart sex toys and e-toilets. And the brave men and women of our intelligence agencies will scour this information in order to determine who is a terrorist. Before long, they'll innovate on the concept of creativity itself. They can use all the data they collect about you, so you don't even have to write a prompt telling it what you want it to generate for you. It will surprise you with cool stuff that you didn't even know you wanted. It'll create a feedback loop where the AI will generate increasingly incoherent nonsense as consumers get dumber and dumber, until we're just watching streams of flashing colors and geometric patterns that directly stimulate the production of happy chemicals in the brain. Now think of something like a blind cave salamander. Because they don't use their eyes, natural selection is beginning to remove them from the genome because it takes effort and energy to produce eyes. So if they can save that, that gives them an evolutionary advantage. And this is what's happening to human brains right now. The AI-generated serotonin-stimulating entertainment slop will make the situation worse. The Earth will degenerate into a desolate landfill of pod farms. Humans will subsist on universal basic income that's barely enough to pay for our 200-square-foot sleeping pods and monthly subscription fees. They'll need to have safety features built in to keep people from starving to death in their VR headsets. Our diet will consist entirely of nutrient-rich corn syrup slurry, fortified with vitamins, nutrients, and insect proteins. The power elite, with their grand scheme to remove every part of the pyramid except the very top and the very bottom, will live in orbital space stations that would exist outside any country's legal jurisdiction as floating Epstein Islands. There, they can listen to classical music and dine on French cuisine and have their violent, drug-fueled underage sex orgies and spirit cooking rituals. They'll develop life extension technologies so they can live forever and declare themselves the gods of the transhuman world. Because the real danger of AI is not that we'll lose control over it and it will rebel against its human masters. The danger of AI is that it will never do that because computers can only do what you program them to do. A world controlled by AI is a world controlled by the people who own the data centers and intellectual property behind the technology. And that's where human creatives come in, because I don't want my progeny to grow up on a planet like that. That's a species that would hopefully be obliterated by a superior alien civilization. It would be a mercy. It's going to be on us to create real art, to compete with AI content generated by supercomputers for the specific purpose of capturing and holding people's attention, and molding their interpretation of world events, so they can be lied to and manipulated by governments and big corporations. It's going to be difficult, and we might lose. The same way many people choose doom-scrolling social media over attending an opera or playing Trivial Pursuit, many will choose AI-generated serotonin-stimulating slop over content created by real human beings. We need to hone our craft until we can create books and music and video that's as interesting and entertaining as what can be created by the computers. Something difficult we have to face is that the quality and fidelity of art is being abstracted away from human skill. Even the photorealistic, absurdly beautiful Renaissance art could eventually be surpassed on a technical level by images created by AI. What the AI cannot do, will not be permitted to do, is question the narrative produced by the authoritative voices of governments, NGOs, and big corporations. What little non-fictional discussion of current events, history, and philosophy will take place in the AI content farms will be artificially restricted to the Overton window, which will be as tiny and rigid as they can possibly make it. We will need to be the ones to challenge power, to explore the great questions of our existence, to weave satire and social commentary into fiction, and to make nonfiction as fun and engaging as a superhero film. You know, like we always have. It's just that the stakes are a lot higher now. It's a harsh world out there, my friends, so please, keep thinking. Bye-bye.